Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about some Halloween myths and actual facts behind them because Halloween is just around the corner and I thought it would be nice to know if a lot of the things we hear about Halloween are real or fake. Spoiler alert, most of them are fake. I know I believe or was told many of this growing up, but my adult brain was like, that can't possibly be true. Turns out I was right. As always, all my sources will be linked down below, and if I got anything wrong or I'm missing some info, please let me know kindly in the comments. I am only human and I'm trying my best. This video is heavily referencing an article called Halloween Myths and Facts by Nancy Barber, but I got some other outside sources from that. And so let's just get right into it. The first thing we're discussing is Halloween candy is dangerous. This is something that apparently started in the 70s. People have been scared of finding things from poison to razor blades in candy, and parents have been inspecting Halloween candy ever since. The truth is, while I can't say you shouldn't check Halloween candy, I think it's better to be safe than sorry, and it honestly doesn't take too much time. There have been very few instances of candy actually being dangerous. Turns out things like razor blades and candy, which is a huge Halloween myth, I think it's one of the biggest Halloween myths in my opinion. I think we all know about it. It turns out it was actually a hoax made by children trying to scare others. So there's really no evidence of that actually happening. The one very popular exception to this was the case of the Candyman, or the man who killed Halloween. Ronald O'Brien was an American man who was convicted of killing his 8-year-old son in 1974. He laced some pixie sticks with potassium cyanide and gave them to his kids and a few of his friends while they were out trick-or-treating, pretending he had gotten them from someone's house. This was all to claim life insurance since O'Brien was in a lot of debt. His daughter and the other 3 children did not consume the poison candy, so his son was the only victim. So it wasn't a case of a stranger trying to kill random children. This was a man trying to murder his own child for financial gain. I also want to add that a lot of people have been posting for the past few years, especially on Facebook, to be careful since some people might be giving edibles to kids trick-or-treating. I'm sorry, but that's very unlikely. I don't think anyone's just gonna waste edibles on random kids. I think they'd rather have them for themselves, honestly. So yeah, that's definitely a myth that is mostly untrue. Now let's go to another very popular one. Halloween is a satanic holiday. As someone who was recently called satanic and told to go to church because I wore dark clothes for a witch costume on Instagram, I feel this. Now, my parents never enforced this, even though my mom is hardcore Catholic, but I had other Christian friends whose parents straight up forbade them to even go to school dressed up for Halloween. Like, they couldn't celebrate Halloween at all. I always thought it was kind of sad because Halloween is like my faith, and well, it still kind of is, you know? But yeah, I've heard that a lot through the years, and it becomes such a thing here where I live. People are very religious here. That Halloween is not even celebrated as much as it used to, and my school, for example, changed Halloween Day to Autumn Festival, and kids are not even allowed to go in scary costume, which is honestly kind of lame. The truth is, Halloween and Satanism have nothing to do with each other. The Church of Satan members actually said that they think it's a cool holiday, but they don't feel any special connection to it. Anton LaVey, the founder of the church and author of the Satanic Bible, actually decided to adopt Halloween as a joke for superstitious people. It's not the devil's birthday as certain religions will lead you to think. Halloween actually comes from different backgrounds, one which is pretty Christian actually, called All Hallows Eve, which is just a night of feasting prior to All Saints' Day. It also comes from a Celtic celebration called Samhain, which celebrates summer's end. So yeah, no Satanism there, not that surprising. Next time someone suggests that Halloween is satanic, just correct them. And since they're probably Christians, and boy do I know Christians, they will not listen to you, so just ignore them and let them be deprived of the amazingness that is Halloween. The third myth is that witches torture black cats around Halloween. Now there are so many myths that surround black cats, including the superstition that they're bad luck, or that black cats are evil for some reason. Apparently some shelters don't even allow adoption of black cats until Halloween is over because they're scared they're gonna get tortured by witches. What? Who even came up with that? The truth is, witches or Wiccans are very peaceful people. Wiccans have a lot of respect for all creatures, and they would never have a ritual where they would harm any animal. There's really no other reason to believe this other than fiction, which I still kind of don't get because most fiction I know that includes a witch and a black cat combo. The cat is their familiar and they're like very nice to him, so I think people are just dumb. The ASPCA basically says that yeah, cruelty happens and sometimes is directed to black cats. But that's why adoption places should screen people before they adopt. They should do that with all kinds of adoptions, not just black cats. And apparently there's no increase in black cat abuse during the holidays anyway. I wish I had found out who came out with that because I couldn't find like a true origin for it, but maybe I'm just bad at research. Let me know if you know. I'm sure it's fiction though. I'm sure like the origin is like a book or an old story or something like that. It just sounds like that. Our next myth is that streets are unsafe during Halloween. This is something that I've never quite understood because I've always known trick-or-treating to be something of a group activity. In my personal experience, you usually don't go out on your own. You go either with your parents or with a group of friends when you're older. And when you trick-or-treat, you usually go to an area that's popular for trick-or-treating. You're not gonna go to a dark, abandoned looking street. You're gonna go to the one with all the Halloween decorations and tons of kids around. But it is a thing that people think, that Halloween somehow makes streets unsafe. This is such a big thing where I live that kids now trick-or-treat in malls because it's safer there. Now, what I can see as concerning would be, for example, if you already live in an unsafe area, then yeah, it's probably also gonna be unsafe during Halloween. According to this article that I have linked down below, parents think that Halloween might bring out child predators, which once again, I go to, you should not be trick-or-treating alone. Like have a buddy system, hold hands, be safe. Also, vehicles and drunk driving is a concern, which I think is a genuine concern, especially if the 31st falls during the weekend when there are going to be tons of Halloween parties and probably tons of drunk people. So maybe teach your kids how to cross the road and stick to sidewalks, which they should already know. And if they're really young kids, make sure there's a responsible adult present. And I don't know, but like, just to be careful who you trust with your kids. Because I know a lot of parents are like very free with who they trust their kids. Like my mom would rarely let me go to places and houses of my friends if she didn't know the parents because she was scared that something would happen to me. And I think that's a genuine concern. Like you want to know whose house it is your kid is at. And I think it's the same when it's Halloween. Like you might be like, oh, this person is an adult and I'm gonna trust my kid with them. But what if they're not like very responsible people and they just like are not paying attention and your kid just like drifts off? I know my aunt, when I lived in America, I lived with my aunt and uncle, and my aunt wouldn't let me go to the mall with just like my friend's parents because like my friend's mother wanted to take us to the mall, but she didn't want me to go alone with them because one, I wasn't her child, so she felt extra responsibility with me, and two, she was like one mother with like 5 girls at a big mall because American malls are huge, so many people there. Kids could get lost, kids could get abducted so easily. Like have you seen those videos where people just show out of nowhere and abduct a kid? So I think it's a very genuine concern. Like we do not live in safe places. So yeah, be a responsible adult, but I don't think that's exclusive to Halloween. I think that's all the time. Just it's nothing special from Halloween in my opinion. I'm not saying like have your child on a leash, but maybe just be careful. Now let's talk about one of my favorite stories / movies growing up, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. The original story, written by Washington Irving, is claimed to be one of the best known Halloween tales. There's actually a village in New York called Sleepy Hollow, and during Halloween is the best time for tourists to visit it, and now I kind of want to go. Have you ever been to Sleepy Hollow? Is it cool? Because it looks cool. I want to go. Someone take me there, please. The thing is, Sleepy Hollow has nothing to do with Halloween. It's never mentioned in this story, and that's because Halloween wasn't even celebrated when Irving wrote it. Now, honestly, that doesn't mean anything. It's still a cool story to read or maybe watch the movie during October. I just thought it was interesting fact because I feel like most of us always have linked Sleepy Hollow with Halloween. Like I can't be the only one. And you know what I couldn't find, but I'm curious because like I think it's only the animated movie where Sleepy Hollow, is that Sleepy Hollow? Am I thinking of another movie now that I think about it? Isn't there like an animated movie where Sleepy Hollow has like a pumpkin head, and I think there was also like a Are You Afraid of the Dark episode where like there was like a Sleepy Hollow-esque character. I don't know if it was called Sleepy Hollow, I don't remember that. And I think also had a pumpkin head. But I think the real Sleepy Hollow story doesn't have a pumpkin head, right? It's just like headless. Maybe remember. Also, doesn't Scooby-Doo have like a Sleepy Hollow? Maybe the animated one I'm thinking is Scooby-Doo. I don't know what I'm thinking. Let me know. But I just thought it was interesting. I'm rambling. But yeah, I just wondered like if a lot of the connection has to do with some iterations of Sleepy Hollow having a pumpkin head. So the next and final myth we're gonna cover today is Halloween and pumpkins have always gone hand in hand. And I was just talking about a pumpkin head, but for many of us, Halloween and pumpkins are just like almost synonyms. Carving jack-o'-lanterns is a must for many people when October arrives. The truth is, jack-o'-lanterns were originally carved from turnip. I thought that was pretty cool, and I actually saw some. I'll put a picture here. They carried a candle to represent a soul trapped in purgatory. The origin of this comes from an Irish myth. It's called Stingy Jack. Jack conned the devil in a bar bed, and this angered both God and Satan. Due to this, good old Jack wasn't allowed in heaven or hell, so he spent the rest of eternity walking earth with a burning lump of coal in a carved out turnip to guide him. People started carving demonic faces on turnips to keep Jack's wandering soul away, which is kind of mean. But maybe Jack was just like, is conning the devil even that bad? I don't know. I thought it was weird. Why is it pumpkins now then? For starters, when Irish immigrants moved to the USA, they started using pumpkins as jack-o'-lanterns since they were native to the region. It became part of Halloween due to almost everything happening at the same time. So we have Samhain, the Celtic festival I mentioned before, that is November 1st. Then we have All Hallows Eve, which is October 31st, that leads to All Saints Day, also November 1st. So all these traditions kind of started blending together and adapting scenes from each other. Like in Samhain, people disguise themselves to hide from wandering souls. And what also helped keep away wandering souls? Jack-o'-lanterns. So yeah, it's just a bunch of tradition mixing and becoming a new one Halloween. You wanna know something funny? I was telling my mom this today, and she was like, so they just made up a holiday? And I was like, mother, all holidays are made up. That's just what happens. People make up shit. But yeah, that's all I have for today. There's tons of other myths about Halloween, but these are the ones that I think are most popular, and I've heard about a ton through my life. Let me know if you guys know other myths, maybe particular ones from where you live. I hope you found this somewhat interesting and maybe learned something new. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos in the future. And thanks to everyone for watching, and special thanks to my patrons. Have a good day, good night, and good fight. Bye.